Hello my friends and welcome back. We're going to start off this video with some of the comfort food finest if you ask me. I am making a big pot of chicken and noodles. So in this pot here I've got a boneless skinless chicken breast. I'm adding pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, and some dry chicken base. And it's, look, you can just see the water changing colors to this beautiful golden rich color here. That's going to be some tasty broth. After my chicken cooked up, you can see I just kind of chunked it up here and back into the pot it goes for some flavorful broth and chicken to go with these noodles. You can see here I've got some carrots cooking back there in the back, coming along just great. I know I said last week I didn't put out a video because we had just been so busy, plus we had been sick, still trying to get over that sickness, but doing much better. So definitely comfort food was sounding just perfect. All right, I am adding in here a can of cream of chicken soup, and then we love these egg noodles, the spatzel or spatzel, however you say it. I picked these up at Aldi, and these are my husband's all-time favorites. They're such a good sort of hearty noodle. They're kind of chewy. We just love them. And I'm doing a full bag because I knew we could eat on this multiple times throughout the week, and I could even share some of these. So I thought, you know what? The whole bag is going in. Once you have your broth to a good rolling boil, these just take 13 minutes or so to cook, and you've got yourself a delicious pot of chicken and noodles. And we like ours to have a little bit of broth in it, a little bit of soupy broth there for these. That's kind of how we like it. And if you find that they dry out too much, or maybe you didn't have enough broth to start with, you can always just add in your chicken broth. But this was just right. These heated up for leftovers perfectly. Like I said, this is comfort food, quick and easy to make, pretty inexpensive, and it feeds a lot. It stretches. So this is a meal to kind of add to your meal plan if you're wanting to make dinner for a whole bunch of people, or like it like us, if you just want to cook up a batch that you can eat on throughout the week. And it's a winner. Look how yummy. I had some of those Bob Evans mashed potatoes in the refrigerator, so I didn't have to slave away over those. This meal hit the spot. Continuing in the comfort food theme here, we love a little breakfast for dinner every now and then. And tonight, French toast was on the docket. You can see here, I've just got some eggs in the bowl, put in a little splash of milk, getting that all mixed up. And when I bought this bread at the grocery store, this is what I had in mind. I just knew I wanted some sort of swirl bread for French toast, so I got the French toast swirl bread. They didn't have any pumpkin. I would have probably got that, but they didn't have it. So I got the French toast. This would be so good. Just toast it up with some butter on it would just be delicious. But we're doing French toast with it. That's kind of what I bought it for. And I'm sure you know how to make a lot of things that I show on my channel. And I'm not making any of these to necessarily show you how to make them. I'm just showing you what we had, what we enjoyed, and maybe it sparks an idea for you or something that you haven't had in a good while. That's what these videos are great for. All right, into my skillet there, you can see I had already fried up my bacon. That's what all of the grease was in the bottom, and you can see some of the bacon along the sides there, or at least where the bacon had fried. So I decided to just fry these up in the bacon fat, and James loves a very eggy French toast. So these were his pieces. I poured in the extra egg and just let it fry like this because this is how he prefers it for himself. So extra egg for him, and I just cut these up, you know, kind of fancy like, and warmed up we like to use the maple syrup, real maple syrup. I warmed that up in the microwave and just had some bacon on the side. How quick and easy is this? But delicious. Hit the spot. We loved it with that bread. If you're looking for a way to spice up your French toast, try some of the swirl bread. Hi guys, I meant to show you this already, but got busy and forgot to. I had some chili left over from a couple weeks ago. I put it in a glass quart jar and put it in my freezer. Turned out just fine, keeping it that way. Pulled that out, let it thaw out, put it in my little kettle here, and I added 1 can of chili beans because the chili did not have beans in it because I didn't have any when I made the chili. So I added a can of chili beans and a can of water. And then now I'm going to go in with this chili sauce. I'll probably use about the whole thing. And this is what I do when I'm making chili mac. I like to have beans in the chili and chili sauce. And then I serve it over, usually spaghetti, or tonight's going to be angel hair. Top it with sour cream, chopped onions, shredded cheese, Parmesan, something like that. And that is how we like chili mac, based on Steak and Shake. That's what my husband used to like to get there. We never go there anymore, but so I kind of make it like that. This chili sauce is the kicker. It is great. So there's that. This is some ciabatta rolls. I just melted some butter and some garlic powder in the microwave, spread it on that. I'm gonna bake these in the oven and top them with a little bit of cheese after they're almost done. And we're having a real quick and easy chili mac for dinner tonight. We actually had some family and friends over this evening. They were helping us get ready for our big fall party that we had last week. So I just wrapped this up in foil. I put all kinds of cheese on top of this, and then I took all the toppings out, and we had this out by the fire, and it was delicious. Okay, y'all, I'm sitting on my porch editing, and the birds are going crazy, so that's what you're hearing. All right, this night was Copycat KFC Bowls, and I tried this new chicken from Costco. It is the Kirkland brand of the chicken that we love, that's Just Bare. It's very, very similar. I think I like the Just Bare a little bit better, but not much. And this is $4 cheaper a bag, so that's a nice savings. So I did that in my air fryer, and then I'm using these Bob Evans mashed potatoes. I had a little bit of corn, frozen corn, and then I'm coming in with a package of brown gravy mix. Now, I don't think I've ever had one of the bowls from KFC. Maybe I have years ago, but the idea is you just have this little meal in a bowl. So you just do mashed potatoes and corn in the bottom, and you put your chicken, whatever kind of chicken you want, chicken tenders, chicken nuggets, whatever, on top, and then you top it with brown gravy. And it is really, really good. This was just something quick and easy. Like I said, that was the name of the game for the last little bit here. The fall party that we host here, which was last weekend, it's a big deal, and it takes a lot out of us to host it, but we love it so much. I'll have a video coming out next week, and I have a lot of videos from the past of this party that we host. But when we're in getting ready to host this party mode, you know, we have to have things that are quick and easy, and that fill our bellies, and this did. Topped with cheese, delicious. Okay, raise your hand if you've ever made a shepherd's pie. Well, not me. This is my first time ever to make a shepherd's pie, and I can honestly tell you, I can count on probably 3 fingers how many times I've ever even had it. But I've been really wanting to make this for several weeks now, especially since I bought those mashed potatoes. I bought several of those a while back when they were on sale, and they have a long life in your fridge. I knew while I had those, I would make some shepherd's pie. So in this pan here, I have fried up ground beef, put a little Worcester in there, just letting that kind of do its thing. I have a little conglomeration here of veggies. I've got carrots, peas, green beans, and what else? A little bit of corn. You can, what I have found in my research prior to making this, there's a lot of different shepherd's pie recipes out there, and I know shepherd's pie is typically made with lamb meat or something like that, but we call it shepherd's pie here in America, so that's what I'm going to call it. It sounds like there's a lot of different ways you can make it, so I just chose a recipe that looked quick and easy that suited me. So you probably have a tried and true. If you don't and you're interested in making this, I'll tell you, if you go researching it, you're going to find a lot of different ways to make it. But this particular recipe I found was like a cheater version or a quick version. I forget how she worded it, but it used a package of brown gravy mix, and it used a can of tomato soup. Well, I opted not to use the tomato soup because I just didn't want a huge amount of shepherd's pie. So I thought, you know, I'm going to kind of skip that, and I'm going to go for just a little bit of ketchup instead, so it wouldn't bulk it up so much. A lot of recipes use tomato paste that I read. Several recipes, no brown gravy. you use beef broth, some recipes use wine. There's just a lot of different methods and ways to make shepherd's pie. So again, make what suits you if you're making it, or if you've got a tried and true recipe that you love, tell us about it in the comments. But you can see here it's just getting this really hearty looking, flavorful looking base for this shepherd's pie. So after that's done, that's very quick, very easy to put together. You just put that in a baking dish. You can see here I'm just using like a little 8x8. You're going to top it with mashed potatoes and top it with cheese. I know some recipes I've seen people don't even put veggies in there. They just do the meat and the sauce. So anyhow, again, with these Bob Evans mashed potatoes, you guys, they are just so convenient. They really are. I mean, will I make mashed potatoes the rather regular way again? Yes, I will. I just bought 2 or 3 of these when they were on sale, and so I've been using them up while they are, you know, fresh and delicious. So I had a half a container here that I'm putting on top, and I'd say maybe ideally more mashed potatoes than what I used. I don't know. Let me just cut to the chase and say we like this. We thought it was really good. I would repeat this recipe, definitely. Also, I would try some of the other recipes I found, but this is just the one I chose today. Isn't that great about all the options for recipes, foods, ingredients? You know, there's just so much out there. All right, so let's just, you know, not use a middleman. Let's just grate this cheese right on top of the casserole and get this thing in the oven. You definitely want to bake it covered. It came out really cheesy and delicious.
And when I'm out, I'm looking for that vintage fling.
Remember to always check the description box down below for recipes or links. I will have the one for this down there. I had some cornbread in my freezer. I had made a pan of cornbread. We didn't make it through the whole thing, and so I just stuck it in the freezer, and it was delicious. I pulled it out, heated it up, put some butter on there, and it tastes fresh and delicious. This meal was yummy.
But everyone's such a...
Alright, how about a little preview? You have now arrived to the sweetest part of this video. If you are looking for a dessert using pumpkin, and you haven't made these or heard of these before, get the stuff and make them. I'm just telling you, take my word of advice and do it. These are so good. Alright, pumpkin, cracking this baby open, and I just love the color of pumpkin. Love it. Alright, I'm going to get this in my KitchenAid. Next up, 2 cups of sugar and 4 eggs. And I'm going to start it to mix it. Alright, next up we're adding 3/4 a cup of oil, 1 teaspoon of salt, but I'm going to add less than that because I'm using self-rising flour, but I am going to add just a smidge of salt. Salt really enhances flavor, so I am adding just the tiniest bit. But like I said, I'm using self-rising flour, so when you do that, you omit the baking powder and the soda and the salt, things like that. Okay, cinnamon, 1 teaspoon. And this kitchen is getting ready to start smelling like fall in here, you guys. And then 2 cups of flour. While I get that out, I'm gonna let this go ahead and start mixing. Let's get in the 2 cups of flour. We're gonna pour that in. And we're gonna mix some more. I love keeping little seasonal cupcake liners, and this is the last one I have that were definitely summery, but I'm gonna use it to get rid of it. But then I have these fun ones, bought these last year, that have just black and a solid and some patterns, and they're a little bit bigger. We are going to, those are perfect for fall season. I'm gonna get those in there. Okay, and the recipe says to fill these 3/4 the way full, which is pretty usual. So I'm gonna get these filled up. just remind you here, if you enjoy these videos, give them a thumbs up. That really does help my channel on YouTube. It's some feedback for YouTube, so I appreciate that. If you haven't subscribed, I'd love for you to do that as well. And again, I will have a video coming up of our fall party. And then earlier this week, I put out a video of our fall home tour if you want to watch that. Okay, next up comes a little filling that goes on all of these before you get it in the oven. So I'm gonna get ready to get that in these so we can get these in the oven. So let me show you what we do for the filling. For the filling, you need a softened 8-ounce block of cream cheese. We also add in 1/3 cup of sugar and 1 egg. And we're gonna mix this very, very well. And then to that, you add 1 cup of chocolate chips. I am adding the minis because that's what I have. I actually am needing to restock all of my chocolate chips and butterscotch chips and chunks and white and all the things that you need for this time of year. All right, so that is the filling. All right, now we're gonna go in with this topping mixture, and you put 1 heaping tablespoon in the middle of each of these muffins or cupcakes, whatever you wanna call them. I'm just using my cookie scoop. I don't know if that's exactly the right amount or not, but it's pretty close, I think. And I think it looks like it's gonna be just about right. All right, here they are. These look so good. I am so excited to try these. Okay, in the oven. These are so tasty. They're like part pumpkin, part chocolate chip cheesecake. Really, really good. We shared these with a lot of people, and everybody that I gave some to thought they were so, so good. So I encourage you, try these. Your family will be happy for it. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I love you always. Appreciate you always. Every time you're here, it makes me happy. And I'll see you the next time. Good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise.